Oh, we had extensive talks with Brendon's management. So, Baz, welcome to Lunch with Flem.
Thank you, Flem.
We're going with iced tea. Is that appropriate in 40-degree heat, or...?
No, the tea's fine. I'm just a little worried how this next segment's going to go, but we'll run with it.
We'll go with it. Hey, a bit of baptism of fire here on Channel 7. Your first gig was with our captain, Ricky Ponting. How did it go? He's intimidating you, wasn't he?
He was very courteous, actually. Now, not many people know, but punter is the worst ever at replying to people's messages. Yeah. So I've been waiting about a year to hear back from punter, and finally, in the commentary box, he replied to me. So
well, he's on social media now, Twitter, Instagram. How many posts will he do there? 2 a year.
Well, he started strong, very heavy early in his Twitter campaign.
Hey, Baz, what about the love of cricket? You're growing up, Nathan, your brother, played for New Zealand as well. Were you always going down the cricket path, or were other sports involved?
Oh, look, growing up, both my brother and I were just encouraged to play as much sport as you possibly could, which I think is fantastic, and I do that. I say that to my kids as well. Get out there, play everything you possibly can, and at some stage, if you're good enough, you might have to make a choice, but that's what it's all about. Just play it for the love of it, and that, funnily enough, later in my cricket career, I tried to rediscover that same affection that I had for the game when I was young, because it all just become a little bit serious, and there's so much on the line. Playing professionally, but once you stripped all that back and you just played for the right reasons, funnily enough, I had a lot more fun and became more successful.
Well, did you actually have a moment? You know, what was the realisation that you weren't enjoying it as much, or were you captain at the time too, that you wanted to take the team with you?
Yeah, well, there was a few moments earlier on prior to captaincy, and then when I was captain, and I actually spoke to my good mate Stephen Fleming, and he said, "We'll just give up." And I was like, well, okay. So then I sort of wrote down the pros and cons of whether you continue to play or whether you give up. And once I wrote those down, and it became very obvious that I was still had a lot that I wanted to achieve, still a lot more fire left in me. And then it also, what it said is, if you're going to play for these reasons.
Yeah.
And that was literally like when you're a kid. You know, like when you're a kid, Saturday morning, you pull back the curtains, you hope it's not raining because you just want to get out there and play. For a lot of my career early on, I was pulling back the curtains and hoping it was raining, so I didn't want to have to go out there.
I was like that today. I opened up the curtains and said, get out me and commentate. I want to commentate. It's changed.
Fizzing.
Hey, we saw some highlights. What about your time with the Brisbane Heat? And with, you know, the BBL obviously being a sensation over here in Australia. You know, what did it mean captaining the Brisbane Heat?
Oh, look, I loved my time with the Heat. There was just... To me, I sort of, when I finished international cricket and sort of went on, I guess, the T20 circuit, it never really had the same affection playing for other teams, but it almost felt to me like it was an extension of my New Zealand career, playing for the Heat. It had similar sort of values to it. My wife's family is from Lismore, so not too far from there, so I sort of felt reasonably attached to the Brisbane Heat, and obviously I was a foundation signing, so I had a lot of years under the Heat logo.
And the Brizzy crowd loved you. I felt like they were always behind you. That must have been fantastic.
A great place to play, absolutely wonderful place to bat, and the crowd. You're right. I felt like they accepted me right from day one, and look, it was a sad day when I left. Actually, I knew that was kind of the end of my cricketing career as well, and sort of walking off at that moment was, it was a little bit sad, Flem.
So you have fond memories of the Brisbane Heat. What about the other 182 franchises that you played with? Who are the Rangpur Riders? What's that one?
We won that tournament.
Yeah, but where was it?
Bangladesh.
Kandahar Riders?
Kandahar didn't win that.
Where was it though?
Afghanistan Premier League.
Jeez,
I'm all about experience and culture and getting to immerse yourself in different environments, Flem.
I.e. come on Lunch with Flem.
That's right.
Now, what about the innovative batting? We saw shots almost 360 degrees. Was that just a gradual stretching of scoring zones that you thought that you needed to do in T20 cricket?
Yeah, I guess my career sort of mirrored the development of T20 or the emergence of T20 cricket. And what we saw 10, 12 years ago is so different to what we see now, where players are just able to access so many different areas. And I guess I was fortunate that my career mirrored that time, so I had to continue to try and invent and innovate. And a lot of it was actually born out of a lack of other options. So I didn't necessarily have the power to be able to hit the fast bowlers back over their head straight down the ground. So I had to try and innovate to be able to adjust some things. So I think it certainly helped my game. There was times where I probably shouldn't have innovated, but I did, and probably pulled the trigger a little early, but
So
yeah,
did you
I have
find
no
with,
regrets.
exploring T20 scoring options, did it actually accentuate your Test career as well? Because you did finish scoring the quickest 100 in Test match history against the Australians of 54 balls. Did it actually give longevity to your Test career?
Yeah, I think it did, and also what I was saying before about that time where you kind of let go and you just go and play the game for the right reasons. I love seeing the game played full noise, high octane. I love seeing batters take on the fast bowlers, and I don't mind guys getting out doing that because that's what I want to watch on the field. So if that's what I want to watch on the field, then I wanted to try and do that myself on the field. And some days it came off. I knew that there was a level of risk, which was meant that I was never going to be a super consistent cricketer, but I was okay with that. For me, I was seeking those great moments, those moments.
Well, you had them.
I had a couple through my career,
Would
but
you
that was
ever
enough
thought you were
for
going
me.
to get a triple 100 in Test match cricket?
No.
Which you did against India.
Yeah, I know.
That was hard. Hey, quickly, what about the Bash brothers? We love that with the Heat. Linny's going to miss you. Do you think there's a suitable replacement in AB de Villiers?
I reckon there might be. Yeah, I think there's another couple of guys who
Who
are
else do you
pretty
like
good
there?
too. Tom Banton's a good signing
Yes.
too. Yeah, I think obviously Max Bryant.
He's the baby Bash brother.
Well, there's a lot of contenders for Bash brothers. Yeah, now that I'm not there to go along with Linny.
Well, there's one man who's got his fingers crossed. What about Joe Burns? Can he ever be a Bash brother?
Max Bryant could, Ben Cutting could, Tom Banton could, AB de Villiers could, Mujib maybe even. Not Joe Burns.
Oh, that's not good news for Joe, and he should have used DRS today. Hey, Bazza, thanks a lot for joining us for Lunch with Flem. We're going to enjoy your commentary work for the rest of the summer here. Mal, what a legend. It's been fantastic.